Welcome to Toffee TV. These are the player ratings for Everton 1, West Ham United 3. A very disappointing result at Goodison Park this afternoon. In the front of the eyes of the nation, well done Everton again, once again. Always proving us fans right when we know you're going to let us down. And you're always there to pick up an opposition side when they haven't had a point to their name, or, you know, a goal scorer needs a goal. You're always there, helping hand. Well done, Everton. Let's get into it. Jordan Pickford, I give him... By the way, my ratings today are going to be brutally honest. I couldn't give a... Yeah, I'm going to throw the book at everyone, because that's the kind of mood I'm in. Jordan Pickford, he gets a 3. Shite. Probably his worst game in an Everton shirt. Yeah, 3. I honestly thought he could have done better with the first goal. I think that when Arnautovic is one-on-one, unless he thinks Zuma can catch him up, which may have made his mind up for him, I think he's got to be coming out there and meeting him. And if he does, and he wins the ball first, and the lad hits him, then he's going to get a foul. But he doesn't. He gets caught in no man's land, then comes back, and then obviously it's a little sideways pass to Yarmolenko that gives him the opportunity for the goal. I think he could have come off his line. I might be wrong. Goalkeeper purists out there might tell me different, but I think if when a player gets one-on-one there, if he sees a goalkeeper bearing down on him, I think he's going to panic a little bit more than Arnautovic does. And Arnautovic, fair enough, he was cool as a cucumber the way he dealt with the situation, because there was very little pressure up in front of him. The second goal, why he kicks the ball where he kicks the ball, I've got no idea. And he's just made himself look like a tit, because, you know, a couple of weeks ago he said something in the papers. Okay, yeah, it's misconstrued about what he says about Alisson, but the way it came out about, I'd never make that mistake. Well, okay, it's not the same mistake, but you've just put a target on yourself, haven't you? And you've got to get rid of all these stupid little mistakes, because they've been creeping into your game recently. And I don't know if it's a hangover from the World Cup, but all these stupid mistakes have started creeping into your game. And this one was again, and you've cost us a goal. Yarmolenko picks up the ball. Okay, he's still got a lot to do, but he curls it into the bottom corner, and it's a good goal. Yeah, so he gets a 3 from me, because I feel like he's cost us a goal and a half there. So, yeah. John Joe Kenny gets a 4. Going forward, I thought he was all right. He set up the goal, obviously, for Sigurdsson. I thought his deliveries were mostly good, but defensively, I thought he was quite poor today. And that's where he's got to work harder. Listen, we've said before on the channel, you know, Seamus Coleman wasn't always a great defender, and still isn't a great defender, but makes up for it from the way he puts the opposition on the back foot. John Joe's not quite there yet, but I thought he put himself in some good positions today, attacking-wise, not always found by Walcott or by midfielders, but he was always an option going forward. I just thought his defensive play was poor. I'll bump him up to a 5 for his cross, because his delivery of the ball is quite good. He puts it in dangerous areas rather than always hitting a person, but he does put it in dangerous areas. So he's got to work harder on his defence. And the problem is, when your defence is already a little bit rocky, you know, it's noticeable when you add that element to it. So, yeah. Mason Holgate, 4. I thought he was crap again. I didn't think he was very good against Huddersfield. I didn't think he was very good today. I thought Arnautovic got on him and, you know, made the most of it. There was just little things like, I think we had a corner and someone knocked the ball, one of their players knocked the ball forward, and really Mason Holgate should just be winning it, and he doesn't. He allows the player to get in front of him, hold it, and then create a counter-attack for West Ham. And it's those little things that Mason Holgate's got to get rid of in his game. I honestly think that, you know, he's played himself out the team. If Jerry Mina is available next week, or Michael Keane is available next week, then I think Holgate will find himself out the side. I really do. Because I just don't think he's strong enough. I just don't think he puts himself in an area where the opposition player has to worry too much. Arnautovic today just kept on getting the ball, holding it, turning him, spinning him. doing what he wanted to do, and that's the second game in a row, and that's something Holgate's got to deal with quite quickly. So, yeah, he lets runners run off him far too many times as well. I don't know. For me, he's just not playing well enough. Kurt Zouma, I've given him a 6. I didn't think he was a lot better than Holgate, but what he does is he's got that physical strength and that pace to get him out of trouble. He spots the danger. He doesn't let anyone bully him either. That's probably why in the last 2 games the opposition players have gone over and stood by Holgate. But as a centre-back partnership, you need a couple of those players. So Zouma did a little bit better. It wasn't brilliantly better, just did a little bit better. I've given him a 6. Luca Digne, I've given him a 7. Going forward, I think, when we had Sneijder on the pitch, and we really weren't much of a threat, it was his balls into the box that were the danger. He put one in for, I think it was Cenk Tosun, and he really should have scored. It was a really poor header from Cenk Tosun that would have got us back in the game. Dominic Calvert-Lewin playing on the left there, tucking on a little bit. I think with Digne, I think the he goes past people so easily, and he can cross it with his left and his right foot. He wants to get forward. He wants to attack people. He's pretty good on the ball as well. It's difficult when he hasn't got someone right in front of him. But I'll talk a little bit more about that with Bernard when I talk about Bernard's rating. But I've given him a 7. I thought he played pretty well today. This just disappointing again. He's played well and he's not been on the winning side. Sneijder, I think for me he's a 6. Went off obviously in the 40th minute. He did okay, kept it tidy. Listen, he does what he does. He does what's in his game. He keeps the ball. He doesn't lose the possession too often. He did a couple of times today, but there may be reasons that you can be forgiven for that. But the makeup of our midfield is just not right. It isn't right with him, Garner and Sigurdsson. It's just not right. And it offers very little just because of the way it's made up. But for what he did today, I'll give him a 6. Garner, I've given a 4. Garner, he gets on the ball. He seems to get on the ball more than anybody in the middle of that park. And he's so limited with his use of the ball. Don't get me wrong, he tries to pick a pass. But he's so limited and his shooting's so poor. But he needs to be in there because he breaks up the play well. But I don't know. He just wasn't very good today, and maybe it was because we were asking him to do the things that he doesn't normally do. May have helped not help that situation. So he got a 4. Sigurdsson, I've given a 6. I thought when we were in 3, I thought he was rubbish, and I thought when we went to a 2, he was a lot better. He was getting on the ball. You can suddenly see him getting on the ball when we went to a 2. I think we can play 3. I think at the moment that makeup is just wrong. And I think the problem with it is when it's 2, we look wide open. When it's 3, we don't look offensive enough. So it's a difficult one. We need a number 8 in there. We need someone who can pick the ball up between the back man in midfield and the number 10. Can Gomez be that man? I don't know. But the makeup of this midfield's just not right. Sigurdsson just doesn't get the ball enough in the number 10 position because it doesn't get to him enough. So maybe he has to play deeper. So the manager's got to fix that because we don't create enough chances. The only chances we create are from wide areas, and that makes it easier for the opposition to stop. So we need to sort that midfield out. I thought when Sigurdsson started getting on the ball in the second half, he was a hell of a lot better. But Walcott, I'll give a 5. Yeah, there's moments, but really didn't do enough on the ball. I don't know if he's still carrying an injury. I just thought he was pretty inept. He didn't really create much. He had the odd run, but for me, just didn't do enough. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I'll give a 4. Again, I don't think he did enough. He was a bit better when he went up front. He started creating enough, but creating a bit more. But again, when he went up front, why not play it longer to him? If we're just knocking our head against the brick wall, start playing it long to him, and maybe we'll find a few different options from him. So I've given him a 4. Tosun, I'll give a 4 again. I thought Tosun was just really ineffective today. I just thought he drops too deep into midfield looking for the ball, and then allows the opposition to go further up the pitch. It reminds me of Wayne Rooney last season when he played up front. We don't make enough chances for him. That's fair enough to say, because we don't go through the middle of the park enough. So everything that comes in from a wide area is, I suppose, is like a 50-50 for him. I think we've seen him at his best when we put the ball in front of him, but we just don't do that enough because it's just not the way we play. Because we don't have anyone in the centre of the park that. I mean, how many times have you seen us this season, really, get the ball on the edge of the box and Tosun run off, and a ball gets played through, cut through. Everything comes from the wide areas. We play one way, and it doesn't really suit Tosun's game, I don't think. And I think now what he is doing is he's snatching his chances. The header he got from I think it was Digne's cross, poor header really, made it far too easy for the goalkeeper. There's one in the second half where I think he comes back from an offside position, but I think their player knocked it and he just smashed it over the bar. There's one in the first half where he got the ball for mistake, and you just thought, take it on, find it, find the target, and he didn't. In the end, it was a weak shot, 2 weak shots at the goalkeeper. It's all well and good saying, well, he's working hard, but at some point a centre forward's got to start scoring your goals, because that's what their job is. Because you'd like to think that players work hard and get themselves to keep working hard and things will fall in for you. But if you don't play a way that suits them, then I don't know what to do for you. And if you are getting chances and missing them, then what can you say? Do you know what I mean? It's so yeah, disappointing, because I like Cenk Tosun. I think he works very hard, but we just don't play a way that seems to suit him at all. The subs, Bernard, I thought he was excellent. I think he was the only sort of bright point of the day in terms of the performance. I've given him a 7 because I just thought he skipped past their players for fun. He won fouls for fun. Everything he did, it was positive. He was, his touch, the way he kept the ball in play. I think the only disappointing thing about his performance was his final ball was just a bit too sporadic. It was, or at times he was trying to hit a player rather than hitting space and things like that. But I think there's a lot of positive there, and I really think he can strike up a good partnership with Dean, because he really reminded me of Pienaar with a little bit more pace. The way he skips past people effortlessly, and I think if those two players can work up a relationship, because I think Richarlison's a little bit more of a solo player in the way he plays. He gets the ball and he wants to run at people himself. But so I think that creates an exciting option of Bernard playing on the left and Richarlison playing up front, like we've seen him for Brazil. That could happen. That might not happen. What Richarlison does for Brazil mightn't necessarily be right for what he does in the Premier League. So, but it adds an interesting dynamic to the way we play. With someone like Bernard, I think we've got someone there who can cut teams open if we play it right. And with Dean next to him as well, I think that gives us a lot of interesting options. So that was the positive for me today. Niasse, I've given him a 4. Should have scored when he hit the bar. Can't trap a bag of sand. Erratic, but it's not even. But last season it was like fun erratic. Now it's just erratic. Now you're just like, last season you go, ah. Now you're just like, fuck's sake. So yeah, that's what happens if you don't score goals. Lookman. Did Lookman actually touch the ball? Did he? I've given him a 2 because I don't think he actually touched the ball. I think he might have touched it like once or twice. For a kid who was desperate to play football, doesn't look desperate to play football, and seems to stand in all the wrong areas of the pitch as well. Strange one. I don't know. There you go. They're my ratings. Let me know if you thought they were harsh. I don't really care because I'm not in a very good mood. So, whatever. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.